We're live inside the Sullivan Center on the campus of the University of St. Francis in Joliet, Illinois, and ready to start tonight's CCAC basketball doubleheader. Fighting Saints have their first conference home game of the season today as they take on the Trolls of Trinity Christian College, coming in from Palos Heights, Illinois. Fighting Saints are 4-3 overall. They won their conference opener last week at St. Ambrose, so a perfect 1-0 in CCAC play so far. Trinity is still looking for their first victory of the year, both in conference play and overall. They're 0-6, and they lost their conference opener last week to Governors State. It's the Saints and the Trolls on the floor, ready to get rolling. Terry Bonadonna is my name on the call for today's matchup as Bailey Johnson sets up for the opening tip against Hannah Sharinga. It is won by Sharinga and the Trolls in their light blue jerseys, going from left to right. Saints are in their home white duds, going from right to left to start out today's game. Trinity looking to jump out to an early lead. It's Sedona Anderson driving on Georgia Bolton. Kicked outside, Amina Alexander. Drive and a whistle. Going down the other way on the travel. Leilani Murray turns it over for Trinity. Murray, one of the 5 starters for the Trolls, along with Sedona Anderson, Amina Alexander, Bibi Mercado, and Hannah Sharinga, the starting 5 for Dominique Nelson's squad. The Saints cough it up. Turnovers for both teams on their first possession. Trinity basketball, no score, just underway here at the Sullivan Center. That's stripped away from Anderson. And another travel is called on Trinity. So 3 possessions total, 3 turnovers, 2 against the Trolls and 1 against the Fighting Saints, who line up with Lorelei Thormeyer taking the ball down the floor, giving it up to Mia Kennelly. Georgia Bolton, Talia Pellegrini, and Bailey Johnson are the starting 5 for John McGinty's squad. Pellegrini misses the runner, lobbed ahead, and kept from going out of bounds by Amina Alexander. Outside three-pointer, Sedona Anderson, no good. Offensive rebound, put back misses from Bibi Mercado, and the Saints grab the loose ball. Sloppy start to this game. Neither team has scored yet. Thormeyer keeps that going as she takes it all the way in and misses the layup with the left hand. It took until our 4th total possession before the first field goal attempt. Now both teams have been able to get a few of them off, but neither side has yet been able to score. This is Mercado firing to the right side. Sedona Anderson lobs it inside Sharinga. One dribble blocked by Johnson. Bailey Johnson coming off of the best game of her young college career. It's lobbed ahead. Talia Pellegrini lays it in and gets fouled, and the Saints are on the board first. A chance for a 3-point play here for Pellegrini. Started with the block from Johnson on the other end. The freshman sent it ahead for Lorelei Thormeyer, who set up Talia Pellegrini. And the sophomore Pellegrini is able to score the first points of the game. Free throw for Pellegrini is good. It's 3-0. Saints put on the full court press. Trinity not able to beat it. The ball is thrown away, knocked loose, and brought in by Sharinga. An injured player down, Amina Alexander. I don't know what happened to Alexander. Might have gotten poked in the eye on the battle for the loose ball. So she's down on the floor. They blow the whistle to stop play. 23 on the shot clock. It is still Trinity's ball when we continue here. And it looks like Alexander, I was about to say it looks like she's going to stay on the floor, but I take it back. She's walking off along with the trainer right now. And Trinity will get a substitute in there. It's going to be the freshman Kyla Smith who checks in. First substitute of the game. 1:53 seconds into the action. 3-0 St. Francis on the 3-point play from Talia Pellegrini. Bounced into Bibi Mercado, guarded by Pellegrini as she sets up the Trolls offense. Swung around to the left side, it's Murray. Back around to the right, and Anderson. Mercado with the shot clock under 10. Steps inside the 3-point line, throws it back off the hands of Murray and into the backcourt. Chased down by Hannah Sharinga, but as she touches it, it's a backcourt violation. Already the 3rd turnover committed by Trinity Christian. We're not yet 3 minutes into the game. And St. Francis will try to add to their 3-0 advantage. Haven't been able to score out of the half court yet. Their points came in transition. Pellegrini scored them. Looking to get inside again. She passes out to Kennelly. There's Bailey Johnson against a double team, works it on Sharinga, blocked by Sharinga, who got her arm. And Bailey Johnson is headed to the free throw line. Johnson, after a little bit of a slow start to the season, has really come on strong the last few weeks for John McGinty's squad. In 17 minutes per game, she's averaged 7.6 points, 3.6 rebounds. Shooting 75% from the line, she makes the first free throw. She is the leading scorer for the Fighting Saints among starters. Only Leilani Harris and Akaya Baker have scored more per game overall through the first 7. She makes both free throws here, 5-0, first 2 points for Johnson. There's Mercado, trapped in the corner, bounces it out to Murray, and Murray keeps it alive. On the drive, right into Johnson, flips it high off the glass and in. Nice drive for Leilani Murray. And Trinity is on the board after nearly 3 minutes. They're down by only 3 points. So slow offensive start for the Trolls, but they've done enough on the defensive end to keep themselves in it early on. Mia Canelli misses a deep 3, and the rebound bounces into the hands of Leilani Murray. Fired ahead for Mercado. Little floater for Mercado, misses over Thormeyer, and Georgia Bolton grabs the rebound. Here come the Saints on the move. Thormeyer flips it into the corner. This is Pellegrini along the baseline, back outside, well defended by Leilani Murray. Georgia Bolton carries it underneath the basket. Bolton kicks out to Canelli. Now Canelli puts it on the floor. All the way in, misses on the layup. There's Bailey Johnson with the follow. Johnson's got 4 of the Saints' first 7 points. And the lead is back up to 5 early in the first. Just 1 field goal so far in the game for Trinity Christian. They're trying to add another one right now with Sedona Anderson passing into the corner for Bibi Mercado. She picks up her dribble and has to get rid of it. Finds Leilani Murray back behind the 3-point line. Anderson with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Into the post, Sharinga steps back, pass across court. Mercado finds a shooter in the corner. 3-pointer no good from Kyla Smith, but an offensive rebound. Anderson back up with it, no, but a foul. Good defense from the Fighting Saints for about 25 seconds there, but they let down their guard late. Trinity got an open jumper, and then nobody boxed out. And the offensive rebound continued the possession for the Trolls. George Bolton checks out. Takara Harrison is in for the first time for St. Francis. First substitution of the game for the Fighting Saints. Harrison, a 6-point per game scorer. So the free throw is good from Sedona Anderson, her first point today. Sedona Anderson is the Trolls' leading scorer at 12 points per contest. She rarely misses from the line. 9 of 10 now for the season, including those 2 today. 7-4 our score, 4 minutes into the action. For the first time today, the Trolls put on the full court press, and the Saints beat it as Talia Pellegrini marches across half court, splits a double team, and draws a reach-in foul in the process. 3rd foul on Trinity. It's called on Sedona Anderson, her first. 2 fouls already on Hannah Sharinga, and Sharinga has remained in the game with those 2 infractions, but she's got to be very careful, especially guarding the Saints' physical center, Bailey Johnson, underneath the basket. Mia Canelli at the top, passes off to Takara Harrison. Saints continue to move it around the perimeter. Harrison up top for 3, no good. Rebound tipped. Johnson falls on the floor and keeps it alive for Mia Canelli. Good hustle by the Saints. There's Thormeyer into the corner for Pellegrini. Pull up for Talia Pellegrini, rattles it home from about 7 feet out. Talia Pellegrini's got 5. She and Bailey Johnson have done all the scoring for St. Francis so far today. The lead is back up to 5, matching the biggest of the first quarter for St. Francis. Trolls look to respond. Smith off to Anderson, down low, off the fingertips of Hannah Sharinga, and out of bounds. This Trinity team has had a really hard time holding on to the basketball early in today's game. A lot of turnovers to get things started. Lorelei Thormeyer takes it down to the block. Outside Canelli for 3. Got it. Nothing but net for Mia Canelli. Her second 3-pointer attempted today. First one she's knocked down. First 3-pointer of the game for either side. An 8-point lead is cut to 6 as Leilani Murray makes a nice turnaround move on the other end. Pass deflected, kept in bounds though. Mia Canelli ahead for Bailey Johnson. Johnson a little bit too hard off the glass. Tipped out of bounds, last touch by the visitors. Saints basketball as the Trolls go to their bench. Amina Alexander is able to return to the floor after a brief rest. Looked like she was poked in the eye and had to leave for a few minutes, but back out there. Desire Berrien is on for the first time for Trinity. Saints go to their bench as well. They bring Georgia Bolton back in along with Keisha Gray. First time the junior center Gray has checked in. She immediately gets a touch and a basket. Nice post move for Gray. 14-6 our score. St. Francis's lead is 8. Alexander at the top, around to the left side, Sedona Anderson. Here's BB Mercado to Leilani Murray, tries the three and hits. Pellegrini had the defense, and Murray thought that defense wasn't particularly tight and made her pay for it with a three-pointer. She's got 7 of Trinity's 9 points. Really nice start for her as she's pulled her team within 5. Talia Pellegrini loses it out of bounds, last touched by the Trolls. Leilani Murray averages 8 points per game this season. She's just about there already. After a brief rest, Takara Harrison is back in for the Fighting Saints. Bounced in for Gray. Gray working one-on-one with Berrien is blocked on the shot. Trinity tries to turn into quick points the other side. This is Berrien. No good off the backboard, rebounded by Gray. Now the Saints want to run. Trinity does a good job getting back on defense. Georgia Bolton drives, pull up from the lane, no good for Bolton. Gray there with the follow, yes. 4 points for Gray off the bench, and that time it comes off of an offensive rebound. The offense has really picked up after a slow start for both of these teams. All of a sudden, 16-9 with just over 3 minutes to play in the quarter. BB Mercado takes it down to the corner, pulls back outside. Mercado step back from three-point range, knocks around the rim, doesn't go. Rebound Gray. Here's Thormeyer for the Fighting Saints. Ahead for Harrison. Nice crossover move by Harrison, flips it towards the rim and scores. Saints are operating quickly here as Takara Harrison scores the quick bucket. First points of the game for Harrison, the sophomore transfer from Southeast Missouri State. Murray steps back behind the three-point line, hands it off. This is Mercado. BB Mercado hounded by Mia Kennelly, trying to get around her, no space. 5 on the shot clock for Sedona Anderson. Deep three-pointer. Got the front of the rim, no good. Rebound Kennelly. Saints on the move again. They can take a double-digit lead on this possession. Thormeyer flips it back to Kennelly. Three-pointer off the mark. Rebound deflects towards the sideline, chased down by Leilani Murray, and she's fouled by Thormeyer. And after Murray pulled that rebound in, that was probably the best-case scenario for Thormeyer. Murray had a couple of teammates out in front of her, no white shirts in the area. Probably would have been an easy fast break bucket for Trinity if the Saints had not fouled. Thormeyer's called for her first. It's the second on the team. Trinity sets up their offense. Brittany Davis running the point now, just checked in. This is Davis getting the handoff from Murray, guarded by Pellegrini. Up top, Desire Berrien gives it to her right. That's Lorena Arnett. Berrien, no good from close range, rebounded by Pellegrini. Pellegrini races across the timeline out to Harrison, down to the corner. Bolton, open three, good. Georgia Bolton is on the board, and the Saints lead is 12. Timeout called by Trinity Christian, as St. Francis has created a little separation here in the first quarter. Impressive run for the Fighting Saints, who had a little bit of trouble getting going out of the gate. But boy, they turned it around since then. 8 of 16 from the field now for the Fighting Saints. They've now hit a couple of three-pointers. And they have benefited as well from 4 turnovers committed by Trinity Christian in the early going. 94 seconds still on the clock for the first quarter. Saints are getting contributions up and down their lineup. 5 points already for Pellegrini, 4 for Bailey Johnson. Georgia Bolton just hit her first 3 of the game. Mia Kennelly's got one as well. And Takara Harrison has found her way to the scoreboard also. So the Saints are using everybody that they can early in today's game. They've had some problems with injuries over the course of the season so far. Most recently, their leading scorer, Leilani Harris, averaging 14 points per game, was knocked out. So she is watching the game in street clothes today. Guess you could wear your jersey on the street as well. I don't think they usually do. So they've had to find some more players to step up in the absence of Harris. 14 points per game for a team that averages 62. So you're talking about almost a quarter of the points coming from one player. And now she's out. So where do the points come from? They found a lot of different options today. Already at 21. On pace for around 100 points at this early stage of the game. Wild shot from Brittany Davis doesn't go. Pellegrini takes it the other way. Lobbed ahead for Mia Kennelly. Kennelly hounded on the play by Arnett. Gives it up to Johnson. Bailey Johnson dishes to Takara Harrison. 4 defenders around her. Passes outside. Pellegrini, open look. Missed the 3. And a loose ball foul is called on Mia Kennelly. Saints come up empty on that possession. 1:05 to play in the first. See if Trinity can get back on track offensively. They've been playing well on the offensive end for a handful of minutes there. 3-pointer, no good for Anastasia Anane. Here's Harrison. Kicked outside, 3-pointer Pellegrini. Missed the last one, not this time. Talia Pellegrini's got 8 points in the first quarter. Saints are pulling away a 15-point lead with 5 seconds differentiating the shot and game clock. Trinity will try to get into double digits before the end of the period. Cross court, it's Amina Alexander firing inside off of Anani's hands and taken away. Here's Thormeyer. Out to Pellegrini, hit the 3 on the last possession. This time she dishes underneath, and Bailey Johnson will try to get a 3-pointer. 2 already for Johnson as she's fouled and goes to the line. Pellegrini and Johnson have been huge to start this game off. A young duo. Pellegrini's got 8. Bailey Johnson has 6 points now. We'll try to make it number 7 right here, but she misses the free throw. 10 seconds to play in the quarter. Here come the Trolls. Davis bounces it to Sedona Anderson. Arnett from the corner, blocked. Loose ball knocked out of bounds as the clock runs out. And the first quarter comes to an end. 26-9 is our score at the end of 1. Great start today for the Fighting Saints as they have been hot offensively. They've forced some turnovers defensively, and they've turned that into some quick points on the other end. Leading scorers for St. Francis so far. Talia Pellegrini's got 8 points in 8 minutes, 3 of 5 from the field. Bailey Johnson has 6 points, 2 of 3 shooting. Saints as a team are at 50% right now, 3 of 7 from beyond the 3-point line. We're only 1 quarter in, and already 6 different players have scored for a Saints team that has only used 7 players. The only one on the court who hasn't scored yet is Lorelei Thormeyer, and Thormeyer has dished out a pair of assists, so she has contributed on the offensive end as well. Trinity, on the other hand, just 3 of 15 shooting, and already 5 turnovers committed by the Trolls. So they'll try to turn things around going forward. 7 points for Leilani Murray, 3 of 3 from the field. The rest of this Trinity team has just 2 points. Nothing of 12 shooting the basketball. So probably goes without saying they need to find contributions elsewhere. Leilani Murray, I mentioned earlier, is an 8-point per game scorer. So she's already just about hit her average. And you can't expect her to carry the team. So Dominique Nelson, the interim head coach of the Trinity Christian Trolls, trying to find another combination that works. He's already used 11 players in the game. In just 10 minutes, we've seen 11 players on the floor for Trinity. A lot of newcomers on this Trolls team. They did not retain a lot of their talent from a year ago, including their head coach, Theo Owens. Nelson, an assistant last year. He's in his first season as head coach. Officially labeled the interim head coach of the Trolls. Trying to coach his defense to a stop here. Bailey Johnson, triple team, scores anyway. How about Bailey Johnson? 8 points for the freshman. 3 of 4 shooting. Johnson already has 4 rebounds as well. Well on pace for a double-double. Little flip shot from Sedona Anderson doesn't go off the glass. Here comes Thormeyer leading the break for St. Francis. Thormeyer blocked at the rim by Anane. And a loose ball foul is called on the Saints going after that blocked shot. Good defense. Thormeyer trying to get herself on the scoreboard for the first time. Again, the only one who has not yet cracked the scoreboard for the Fighting Saints. Talia Pellegrini is called for her first foul. First of the quarter on either side. Brittany Davis passes off to Lorena Arnett. Swung back around to the left wing. Anderson, who hasn't scored yet. Anderson averages over 12 points per game for Trinity. And a double dribble is called against Brittany Davis. 6th turnover already today committed by Trinity Christian. Brittany Davis checks out and Bibi Mercado is back in. Kiki Gray returns to the floor for the Fighting Saints. Bailey Johnson gets a well-earned rest. Johnson and Pellegrini have been the stars of the show so far for St. Francis. They're both on the bench right now. Saints will try to find scoring elsewhere. Gray receives the pass, immediately double-teamed, gets the ball away, but she didn't get herself out of the way in enough time. 3 seconds is called on Gray. 8:44 to play in the second quarter. That's just the second turnover committed by the Fighting Saints. (28-9), the Fighting Saints lead. Leilani Murray trying to cut into that deficit. Throws up a crazy shot and draws the foul. I call it a crazy shot maybe just because she was fouled. The ball landed about 8 feet away from the rim. Obviously not the way she drew it up, but it was off balance, kind of a desperation shot looking for the contact. It worked out for her. She got it. And Murray goes to the free throw line trying to add to her team leading 7-point total. Leilani Murray just 2 of 4 from the line so far this year. Her 5th attempt of the season coming up right now. And it misses. Well, if the numbers hold, and they always do if my experiences are to be believed, she'll make this one for a perfect 50%. It'll be 28-10 St. Francis. All too easy to predict. 18-point lead for the home side. Pellegrini back on the floor. She's got 8 points, and she's almost got a turnover, but her arm was hit as that pass was deflected by Sedona Anderson. Not a foul, sorry, it was out of bounds. So no foul on Anderson, but the Saints do keep possession, 20 to shoot. Georgia Bolton passes to Lorelei Thormeyer. Thormeyer dribbles it to the top, crosses over to the left. Here's Harrison for 3, no good. The rebound goes to Anane. Murray, jump stop in the paint, and she walked. She had the jump stop cleanly, but the defense put a little bit too much pressure on her, and she had nowhere to go after that, so a little bit of an extra hop. Traveling violation, turns it over to the Saints. Here's Georgia Bolton. Outside, Thormeyer wide open for 3, and she knocks it down. Lorelei Thormeyer is on the board, her first points today. For Thormeyer, that's just the 4th made 3-pointer of the season. She came in shooting 14%, but she was all alone outside there, had to take it. And she's able to connect. Anane is not for the Trolls as she misses from the free throw line. Here comes Thormeyer on the run again. Outside Pellegrini. along the baseline, dishes it off to Gray. In and out of the hands of Gray. She scoops it back up. Several blue shirts surround her, so it's back outside. Bolton from the corner. Got the three and a whistle. I think we've got a foul on St. Francis after the shot. A push off underneath the basket. So the basket counts, but a foul called, I think, on Gray. So she checks out. Johnson is back in. It's a 24-point lead for the Fighting Saints with 7 minutes to play in the first half. Third foul on St. Francis, and again, it came after the shot, so the basket counted. First foul on Kiki Gray. This is Anane inside. Stripped by Pellegrini. The loose ball ends up rolling to the sideline out of bounds. Last touch by the Saints. Hannah Sharinga, who had a long spell on the bench after picking up 2 early fouls, is back into inbound. Chased into the backcourt by Bibi Mercado. Knocked away by Pellegrini. Thormeyer layup. Yes, and a foul. It started out with the errant pass into the backcourt from Sharinga. Mercado was able to chase it down, but along with her, 2 white shirts joined the backcourt scrum for the ball. No other blue shirts were there, so Mercado was kind of stuck. Pellegrini knocked the ball loose, fed Thormeyer, and Thormeyer gets the 2. She does not make it a 3-point play. 26-point lead for St. Francis. Trinity has not connected from the field this quarter. In fact, it's been about 5 minutes of game time since they have, as that shot misses as well. Rebound to the Saints, lobbed ahead for Pellegrini. Inside looking for Johnson, it's intercepted. Hannah Sharinga jumps the pass. St. Francis turns it over. Here's Murray around the screen, fired inside Sharinga. Sharinga off the backboard, rolls it in, and makes it 36-12. So the long field goal drought is over for Trinity Christian. They had hit 1 free throw earlier in this second quarter, but they're finally back on the board with a field goal. John McGinty calls timeout. McGinty, the third-year head coach of St. Francis, trying to get this team in gear after a slow start to the season. Fighting Saints won their first 3 games, but then lost 3 in a row against tough competition. A big win against St. Ambrose last Tuesday in their conference opener. Now they're fighting to improve to 2-0 in conference. They've got a very difficult CCAC matchup coming up this Saturday. They take on Indiana Northwest, one of the favorites to challenge for the top spot in the CCAC this year. They would love to go into it with a 2-2 record. They're in good position right now to do so, but a long way to go in this game with 6 minutes to play in the first half. Thormeyer lobs it in for Bailey Johnson, who is grabbed by Sedona Anderson. That's the second foul on Anderson. Hannah Sharinga is already on the bench with 2 fouls. If Anderson has to join her, that's 2 leading scorers on the team. 2 of them combined for 21 points per game. Up with the right hand, Johnson misses it. Offensive rebound, Harrison no good. Tapped around, and the ball is secured by Anderson. Murray on the right side, top to Anderson again. Both Sarah Page and Kirsten Kamholtz are in right now for Trinity Christian. So they've used 13 different players in the first half. 3-pointer misses from Kamholtz, and a loose ball foul is called on Sarah Page, her first. It's 3 on the team. Harrison receives the pass from Thormeyer across half court. Lobs it to the high post. It's Bailey Johnson. Johnson spins around and has her arm hit by Kirsten Kamholtz. 4th foul on Trinity. So they've hit their foul limit for the second quarter. Thormeyer is the inbounder here. Finds Johnson in the corner, handed right back to Lorelei Thormeyer. Harrison into Johnson, strip. Bailey Johnson gets it back, kicks it into the corner. Pellegrini, 3-ball, no good. Rebound batted around and brought down by Sedona Anderson. An empty possession for the Saints. Trolls still have just 3 points so far this quarter. Ball stripped by Harrison, loose on the floor. Georgia Bolton goes down to her knees to secure it. Fired ahead to Harrison. Layup is too hard off the glass. Good hustle by St. Francis to take the ball away, but they're not able to score. Sarah Page is. First points of the game for the grad transfer Page. 22 points. Current St. Francis lead. St. Francis weaves it around the perimeter. Thormeyer to Pellegrini in the corner. Back outside, 10 to shoot. Ball in towards Johnson, deflected, taken away by the Trolls. Mercado is off to the races, runs right into Thormeyer and flips it towards the rim, no good. Rebound out of bounds, last touched by the Trolls. Hannah Sharinga and Sedona Anderson return to the floor together. Both of them have 2 fouls. Here's Pellegrini. Talia Pellegrini blocked by Sarah Page, out of bounds. It is St. Francis ball. Somebody's got to throw it in. Kirsten Kamholtz was waiting for a while for the official to give her the ball. He said, no, I'll only give it to the other team. They didn't have anybody ready. Finally, Thormeyer retrieves it. Takara Harrison shoots the 3, way off. Rebound Mercado. Both teams cold offensively now. Saints not so cold defensively though. Harrison gets the steal and draws the foul. It's number 2 on Kamholtz, who's picked them up in just about 3 minutes on the floor. Takara Harrison set it up with some quick hands, knocked the ball away from Mercado. And she connects from the free throw line. Harrison's got her 3rd point. The lead is 23. The lead is 24. 3:41 to play in the half. 38-14. Here's Mercado along the sideline, double team, looking for help. Ball deflected, finds Anderson anyway. Thrown inside, it's Page in the paint. Outside Kamholtz, long 2, good. Kirsten Kamholtz had her foot over the line, but she is able to connect on the jumper. She's got her first 2 points today. Pellegrini gives to Harrison. Harrison into the lane, up with the right hand and in. The last 4 points for the Fighting Saints belong to Takara Harrison. 40-16 our score. St. Francis starting to get the offense rolling again after a slow spell early in this second quarter. Sharinga into the cutting Page. Page tries the jumper, high off the backboard and in. Nice touch from Sarah Page over Mia Canelli. Thormeyer, around 1 defender, gives it back to Harrison, trying to make it 7 in a row for the Saints. She misses the 3-pointer short. The rebound goes to Kamholtz. And the Trolls set up their offense, led by their point guard, Bibi Mercado, freshman from North Aurora. Bounces it off to Sedona Anderson. Here's Page turning to face the basket. Page misses the jumper this time. Thormeyer comes away with it. Trolls race back to set up their defense, and Lorelei Thormeyer is called for a rare open court double dribble. Maybe having some trouble with her decision making there. It's not a play you see very often, but the Saints do still have a big lead as they go back to their bench. Kaya Baker, who has started 5 of her 6 games played this year, comes off the bench today for just the 2nd time this year. She averages 11 points per game. She's in for the first time. She's in on defense immediately on Sharinga. Sharinga a little bit too hard off the backboard. Well defended by Baker, who now takes possession of the basketball. Baker is bumped from behind. So Kaya Baker, the transfer from Detroit Mercy, has made an immediate impact on defense and draws the foul on offense. That is the 5th foul against Trinity, so Baker goes right to the line for 2 free throws. 73% foul shooter this year. Baker is one of 2 double-digit per game scorers for St. Francis this year. She misses the first free throw. Mentioned before, Leilani Harris is the other, and she is out for a while. Second free throw misses. Rebound to Mia Kennelly. So she goes 0 of 2, but another chance for St. Francis. Baker off the backboard, no good. Bailey Johnson grabs the rebound, but she pushed off in order to get it. So a foul called on Johnson. It's number 1 on her, number 4 on the Fighting Saints. And despite 2 free throw attempts and an offensive rebound, St. Francis does not end up scoring on that possession. Their lead is still very healthy. But they haven't been able to extend it quite as much as they'd like in this second period as Sharinga misses in close. Rebound to Johnson, fired ahead to Baker. Baker going 1-on-3. Nice step into the paint, but can't finish. Here's Anderson for Trinity. Fires outside, Sharinga, 2-point jumper is good. Hannah Sharinga scores for the second time today. She's got 4 points, and they are within 20. Pellegrini, close jumper, no good. Rebound tips to Sharinga. Closing in on the final minute of play in the first half. Trinity's got a little bit of momentum right now. They've outplayed St. Francis the last couple of minutes. But Berrien is called for the travel. Desire Berrien turns it over for Trinity. The freshman was in good position to score, but ran into a defender and didn't know what to do with it. So she coughs it up, checks out for the moment. Final minute of the quarter. Ball is lost by the Saints on the floor, and we've got a tie-up. Possession arrow favors Trinity. Fighting Saints have struggled this quarter. Just 5 of 16 from the field with 5 turnovers after they shot 50% and turned it over only once in the first period. They still have a big lead though, and they might be able to extend it as they force a turnover. Errant pass stolen by Bolton. Bolton misses the layup on the other end, but she's fouled by Leilani Murray. Georgia Bolton is at the free throw line. 34.4 seconds on the clock. Bolton has 6 points so far today for the Fighting Saints. In her quest for number 7, she clanks the back of the rim. Second shot is good. 7 points for Bolton, 21-point lead for the Saints. Georgia Bolton applies a little backcourt pressure. Saints trying to speed up the Trolls on this possession. It worked pretty well. Playing center field, Lorelei Thormeyer comes racing in with the steal. Out to Pellegrini, who knocks down the 3. Defense to offense for the Saints, 44-20. Final 10 seconds of the half. Trinity will try to get the last shot off here. Anderson, jumper from 2-point range is good. Still time for the Saints, 4 seconds on the clock. Thormeyer across half court, flings it towards the hoop, playing off the top of the backboard. That's how the first half ends. 44-22 is our score. The Saints have a big lead over the Trolls of Trinity Christian College. 20 minutes of basketball still ahead of us, and I'll have those for you in about 15 minutes time. Enjoy your break. I'll enjoy mine. We'll talk soon. 44-22, Saints on top, halftime here on the USF Sports Network. Winding down halftime here at St. Francis, 44-22. The Fighting Saints lead the Trinity Christian Trolls. Terry Bonadonna with you as we get set to start quarter number 3. Let's take a look at some of the stats from the first half. Saints outshot the Trolls 42% to 32%, but those numbers were reversed in the second quarter. Trinity made 6 of 13 shots, 46% in the second quarter. St. Francis just 6 of 18, 33%. What has kept the Fighting Saints ahead pretty handily throughout this one primarily has been turnovers. They've committed 6 of them, Trinity 13, and the bigger number, points off of turnovers. St. Francis is outscoring Trinity Christian 18-3. Individual leaders so far, Talia Pellegrini's already got 11 points on 4 of 9 shooting. Bailey Johnson has 8 points, 3 of 5 from the field. Johnson also has 6 rebounds to lead the team. Georgia Bolton and Lorelei Thormeyer each have 3 assists. For the Fighting Saints, for Trinity, it's Leilani Murray who's been the star with 8 points and 5 rebounds. She scored 8 of her team's first 10 points, hasn't found the scoreboard since, but she still is leading her team in both categories. As we're underway, St. Francis starts the second half with the ball, going from left to right now. Georgia Bolton takes it inside the 3-point line, into the paint, blocked by Hannah Sharinga. Sharinga had a quiet first half due to foul trouble. She had just 4 points, 1 rebound. She's picked up her second block of the game, though. This is Amina Alexander, out to Sedona Anderson, who misses the 3, and the long rebound finds its way into Talia Pellegrini's hands. Third rebound of the game for Pellegrini. And it looks like Lorelei Thormeyer stepped down the sideline before starting her drive. That's Thormeyer's 5th turnover of the game. We got off to a slow start in the first half. Both teams turned the ball over on their first possession. We are off to a slow start here in the second half as well, as the two teams are having trouble holding on to the ball once more. Amina Alexander over to Anderson. Anderson gets the screen, pulls up from 2-point range, and drains the jumper. Nice shot from Sedona Anderson. Anderson was just 1 of 4 from the field in the first half. 12-point per game scorer on the season. Pellegrini out to Thormeyer, into the corner. Mia Kennelly double team. Able to get it away, back to Thormeyer. Into the corner, Georgia Bolton all alone for 3, missed it. First time she's missed a 3-pointer today. She had been 2 of 2. And Johnson is called for the foul, grabbing Sharinga on her way by. That's the second foul on Bailey Johnson. First on the team. St. Francis got off to such a good offensive start to this game for the first 14 minutes or so, but they've really gone quiet in the 7 or 8 minutes since then. Leilani Murray fighting for positioning with Kennelly, throws it off the glass and in. Leilani Murray has her first points in the second half, I should say. 44-26 our score, timeout called by St. Francis. Their lead has been as big as 26. It's down to 18 right now, so Trinity has made their run, or at least they've begun to. They're playing much better of late. Trolls, again, got off to a slow start today. Just 9 points in the first quarter. They were sitting on just 10 points through the first nearly 14 minutes. But they have flipped things around since then. And in 8 minutes of game action since then, they've scored 16 points. They're 8 of 16 from the field since the end of that disastrous first period. Meanwhile, St. Francis has not been able to put the ball in the basket during that same stretch of time. They're shooting just 30% from the field after a hot start for them. And Trinity has scored on 3 straight possessions. So John McGinty had seen enough, called timeout, brought the team over to the sideline. They'll bring them back out with the same 5 on the floor. It's the starters, Kennelly, Bolton, Thormeyer, Johnson, and Pellegrini. Saints have used only 8 total players today. Kiki Gray has played only 5 minutes. Akaya Baker has played only 1 minute. So really, it's just been a 6-player rotation for St. Francis so far today. Trinity, on the other hand, has used 13 different players. Georgia Bolton's able to beat the press and get across half court. Here's Thormeyer. Lorelei Thormeyer crosses over to her right, finds Bolton in the corner, and Bolton is called for the travel. 8th turnover committed by St. Francis today. They still have not scored since halftime. BB Mercado walks it to the right, picks up her dribble, finds Anderson at the top of the key. Murray, she's been the hot hand for the Trolls all game with 10 points. Hands it off, gets it back, 10 to shoot. Leilani Murray for 3 off the backboard, no good. Rebound fought for and won by Bailey Johnson. Here's Thormeyer driving with the left hand. Thormeyer with the right up in on the layup. Nice drive by Thormeyer. Saints are on the board for the first time in the second half, and a quick response does not go from Hannah Sharinga. She misses the three-pointer. Saints lob it ahead for Kennelly. Thormeyer on the wing, walks it to the top of the key, passes towards Harrison. Takara Harrison keeps it alive despite the deflection. Here's Kennelly, cross court Pellegrini. Fired inside Johnson, 8 to shoot. Johnson does just that. She misses from about 6 feet out on the jumper. Rebound to the Trolls. 20-point game, just under 7 minutes to play in the third. Anderson to the cutting Murray. Leilani Murray fights it up and misses. Thormeyer grabs the rebound, and she's fouled by Murray. Tough play down low from Lorelei Thormeyer. Third foul on Murray, first on Trinity this half. Full court press from Alexander, trying to set up a trap. Pellegrini is trapped, and she coughs up the ball. Alexander going one-on-one with Thormeyer on the other side, misses the layup. Offensive rebound, Sedona Anderson puts it in. Anderson's got 8 points now, a very slow start today for her, but she's gotten rolling. 18-point game. Again, the Saints' biggest has been 26. They were up by 22 at halftime. Harrison for 3, no, a little bit too short. Rebounded by Mercado. Murray inside, a foul called on Takara Harrison. And Leilani Murray will go to the line for 2 shots. That's the first foul on Takara Harrison. Credit to Trinity Christian. After a disastrous start to this game, they have really turned up the effort both on the offensive end and the defensive end. They've been putting on the full court press of late, forced a few turnovers that way. Murray has been very aggressive in getting inside, and now she's got 2 free throws. She's 1 of 2 from the line so far today, and misses the first free throw. So we know how this goes now. She'll make the second, miss 50%. Oh, she missed them both this time. So she is now 3 of 8 on the season from the free throw line. The lead remains 18 for St. Francis. Thormeyer knocks down the 3. Second three-pointer of the game for Thormeyer. And now she grabs a rebound off the Mercado miss. Thormeyer to Pellegrini. Back out to Thormeyer. Tries to make it 2 in a row, but doesn't. Rebound Johnson. Bailey Johnson throws it towards the rim and misses. Rebound this time to Trinity. Mercado to her left. It's Anderson missing the 3. Rebound tipped into the hands of Lorelei Thormeyer. Thormeyer's had her hand in just about everything that's been going on lately. She's got the ball in the corner. Bounce down low to Bailey Johnson. 2 dribbles. Johnson puts it up and in. First points of the second half for Bailey Johnson. She's in the double figures now with 10. And a timeout is called by Trinity Christian. 4:39 to play, third quarter. 51-28. St. Francis has the lead. They've been up by as many as 26, had that cut down to 18, but starting to build it back up to where it was. Courtesy of Lorelei Thormeyer hitting a three-pointer. Bailey Johnson connecting off the pass from Thormeyer. Johnson's got herself in double figures for the second consecutive game. Had a big one against St. Ambrose last Tuesday in a 68-60 St. Francis victory. She's got 10 points and 8 rebounds today, so she's closing in on a double-double. Thormeyer, by the way, thanks to her second three-pointer of the game, has found her way into double figures as well. So the Saints have 3 players now with 10 or more points. Pellegrini's got 11. Out of the timeout, it's Brittany Davis for Trinity Christian. Murray turns to face the basket, fires a jumper and misses. Rebound won by Mia Kennelly. Kennelly fires it ahead for Johnson. One dribble. Johnson is stripped and fouled by Leilani Murray. And that is foul number 4 on Murray. That's a big one. Murray has been the best player on the floor tonight for Trinity Christian. They may be without her for a good stretch of action. 14:21 remaining in the game. She's already got 4 fouls and she departs. Lorena Arnett comes in. 2 foul shots for Bailey Johnson, who has made 2 of her 3 attempts so far today. Now she's at 3 of 4. She's got 11. This would give her a team high 12 points. She does lead the squad now as she checks out. Kiki Gray is back in. On the right wing, it's Kyla Smith giving it inside. Anastasia Anane knocks down the jumper from the lane. Her first 2 points today, 53-30. Georgia Bolton, open look for 3 off the back iron, and it bounces over and hits the shot clock. So that's out of bounds after the shot. Good look for Bolton, couldn't get it. She's stuck on 7 points for the time being. Here's Smith. Guarded loosely by Lorelei Thormeyer. Fires it out to Sedona Anderson. Anderson backs it up. Lobs inside for Anane, who's pushed from behind by Gray. And Gray is called for her second foul of the game. Third foul on St. Francis with 3.5 minutes to go in the quarter. Arnett looks inside, instead passes to her right to Anderson. Anderson working against Harrison. Backs it up, passes inside. Anane, turnaround jumper, got it. 2 in a row for her. She's got 4 points, the last 4 for Trinity Christian. 21-point game. Kennelly's pass does find Thormeyer despite the pressure from Brittany Davis. Thormeyer misses the jumper, and here come the Trolls. Davis drives around the screen to her right. She's fouled. Brittany Davis will go to the line. Foul called on Kiki Gray, number 3 on her. In just 6 minutes of action, she checks out. Bailey Johnson is back in. Brittany Davis is at the line, 2 shots. She makes the first, a high bounce off the back of the rim. Finds its way down. One more free throw for Davis. Davis plays to percentages. She's a 50% shooter. She knows what's up. 1 out of 2 that time. All of her points this year have come from the line. 5 points total on the season. Mia Kennelly misses the three-pointer, and the rebound goes out of bounds. Pellegrini's back in. It's Pellegrini, Harrison, Kennelly, Thormeyer, and Johnson on the floor right now for the Fighting Saints. Thrown off to Lorena Arnett on the right wing for Trinity. Arnett tries to penetrate, instead just throws one up and misses. Put back no good from Sedona Anderson. Saints push it ahead. Thormeyer looks right, looks left, and finds Pellegrini in that direction. Up top, Thormeyer down to the corner of Harrison. Harrison drives on Smith along the baseline, pulls up, passes back out. Harrison, Thormeyer rather. Thormeyer is fouled going up. Now Lorelei Thormeyer will go to the line. Thormeyer averages only 4 points per game this year. She is the leading assister for St. Francis. Today she's got the most assists, but has also done some scoring. 10 points in the game for the sophomore, make it 11. She is the leading assister, as in she has the most assists on the team. I wasn't just trying to put some kind of accent on the word sister, as though the team is a sorority, which it isn't. As far as I know, Thormeyer makes 1 out of 2 from the line. 2 minutes to play in the third quarter, 21-point lead. Thormeyer, by the way, is not a 50% foul shooter. So it was not her exact average. Just Kyla Smith drains a three. Smith has her first field goal of the second half. 5 points for her. Thormeyer misses the three, fight for the rebound. Knocked loose by Harrison, but she's not able to secure it for the Fighting Saints. Sedona Anderson wins the battle. Kyla Smith, by the way, I misspoke. All 5 of her points are in the second half. Sedona Anderson has had a good second half as well. She's into double figures now with 10 as she gets inside and lays it in. Just a 16-point game now. This is as close as Trinity's been in a while. Kennelly for 3. Now it's a 19-point game. A big shot from Mia Kennelly. It's her second made three-pointer of the game. Final minute of play, third quarter. Bounce down to Kyla Smith. Smith hounded by Kennelly and Thormeyer. And a timeout is called by Trinity Christian. 18 on the shot clock. 46 seconds to play in the quarter. And with Smith completely stuck in the corner, Dominique Nelson brings his team over. Really know where to go on that offensive possession. They'll try to start it from the sideline here with 18 seconds still to shoot. St. Francis built a big lead early. They were up by 17 by the end of the first quarter. And Trinity has never really been able to cut into that, but they have not let the Saints pull away. They've led by as many as 26, St. Francis has. But ever since then, Trinity's played them mostly even. Obviously a 19-point game now. They've done better than even since taking that 26-point deficit. That 36-10 back in the first half. But they haven't cut closer than 16, so they haven't really made a close game out of it, but they have slowed down the Saints quite a bit. Three-pointer from Desire Berrien from the corner is no good. Pellegrini ahead for Bolton. 30 seconds to play in the half, or the quarter rather. Thormeyer kicks it outside. Pellegrini. Three-pointer, no, short. Rebounded by Berrien. Michaela Vircher handles the ball. First time we've seen Vircher tonight. She uses a screen to her right, finds Berrien in the corner. Lobbed inside Anane. Back around Smith. Smith, 3 seconds to play, is fouled. So with the quarter clock down just under 3, Bailey Johnson picks up her 3rd foul. A little bit of foul trouble from the Saints bigs. Both Johnson and Gray now have 3. 2 shots for Smith, the first of which is good. 6 points off the bench for Kyla Smith, all of them in the 3rd quarter. Second shot falls for her. The Saints have 2.8 seconds to try to get one more shot off. They're not going to try. Thormeyer receives the inbounds pass and pockets it. We've reached the end of the 3rd. 10 minutes to play in this game, and St. Francis leads 57-40. An apparently comfortable position for the Fighting Saints, but again, I was talking about it a minute ago. Trinity Christian's got to feel pretty good about the basketball game that they've played over the last 20 minutes after a dreadful start. They were down by 17 at the end of the 1st, and now here we are at the end of the 3rd. They're still down by 17. So you take away the 1st quarter, they've played them dead even. Obviously, you can't take away the 1st quarter. That's a big chunk of the game, so the Saints will happily take the lead that they've got right now, but they haven't been able to put that final nail in the Trinity Christian coffin. Trolls have shot the ball much better than the Saints have over the last 20 minutes. Since the end of the 1st quarter, Trolls are 13 of 31. The Saints are just 10 for 33. And I know that St. Francis has turned the ball over at a little bit of a higher rate than John McGinty would like to see as well. 8 turnovers over the last 2 quarters after committing just 1 in the 1st period. And on the subject of turnovers, because that has been one of the key stats of the game, 18 points off of 13 Trinity turnovers in the 1st half for the Saints. No points off of turnovers so far in the 2nd half, and it's easy to see why. Trinity hasn't committed any. The Trolls have arguably played their best half of basketball of the season. It hasn't been a full half. It's the 2nd quarter and the 3rd quarter. But this is a team that has struggled to get rolling at any point this season. 0-6 coming into play tonight. They lost their conference opener to Governor State by 36 points. So this has been a step in the right direction so far tonight. We're underway in the 4th quarter as Sedona Anderson misses a wide open jumper, and Takara Harrison comes in for the rebound. Pellegrini to Harrison at the elbow. Outside Bolton, all alone for 3, missed it. Rebound out of bounds, last touched by the Trolls. Sharinga let it go. She could have grabbed that ball, but she thought it had been touched last by the Saints and figured might as well just let it go and run an inbounds play. Call goes against her. Thormeyer into Bolton. Georgia Bolton dribbles it inside the lane. Out to Thormeyer, who makes another 3. Lorelei Thormeyer had made just 3 3-pointers in 22 attempts all season coming into play tonight. Today she's got 3 made in 6 attempts. She's been a big spark for the Saints and now leads all scorers with 14. Bailey Johnson called for the foul as Anderson gets herself to the line and finishes the play. 4th foul on Johnson, and Anderson can make this a 3-point play. 12 points now for Sedona Anderson after a very slow start for her. She finds herself leading the Trolls in points. That's number 13. Johnson checks out. No, Johnson stays in. Pellegrini checks out. Kennelly comes in. So Bailey Johnson playing with 4 fouls now as Thormeyer coughs it up. Out of bounds. Last touched by Trinity. That's the one down spot in Lorelei Thormeyer's game today. She's got 11 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. She's played really well, but she's turned it over 5 times and nearly coughed it up for a 6th time. Inbounds pass deflected, and Hannah Sharinga is called for the foul going over the back of Bailey Johnson. Sharinga had 2 fouls called on her in the first 5 minutes of action. First 3 minutes of action, she had 2 fouls called on her. That's her first since. So she's got 3. Inbounds pass deflected and saved from going out of bounds by Alexander. But Thormeyer was the only other one there, so the Saints do not turn it over. Here's Georgia Bolton from the baseline. Bolton lays it up and in. (62-43). Trinity basketball, not anymore. A foul is called on the offense, away from the ball. And it's on Sharinga. So I guess the fouls come in bunches on Sharinga. She's been playing for 25 minutes with 2 fouls. And there's a double dribble on Harrison. Sharinga's got 4 now. So each team has 1 player with 4 fouls. Johnson for the Saints, Sharinga for the Trolls. And a turnover committed by Trinity, who remember or by St. Francis. Turnover on St. Francis, an unforced turnover on the double dribble. Second double dribble we've seen on the Saints today on the open floor. 8:36 to go in the 4th quarter. Big lead for the Fighting Saints. They've been able to extend it by only 2 points, though, since the end of the 1st quarter. Trinity has outscored the Fighting Saints by 3 in the 2nd half as Sharinga misses the 3-pointer. In a battle for the rebound, possession arrow favors the Saints. (21-18). Trolls have outscored the Saints since halftime. Harrison across the timeline, picks up her dribble, finds Thormeyer. Thormeyer is guarded by Mercado, walks it off to the left, bounces over to Kennelly. Mia Kennelly with 15 on the shot clock, fires inside Gray. Gray rolls it off the front of the rim and can't get it to go. This is Mercado stepping into a 3. It's short. The rebound goes to Pellegrini. A quick shot and miss from Trinity Christian. Pellegrini finds Gray. Back to the cutting Pellegrini, blocked by Berrien. Another stop for the Trolls. 62-43 remains our score. Under 8 minutes to play in the game. Murray gives it up to Berrien. Long 2-pointer from up top, no good. Harrison comes streaking in for the rebound. Kennelly, 1 bounce over to Thormeyer. Back across, Mia Kennelly on the left wing, shovels it off to Harrison. 1 dribble, jumper, no. Fight for the rebound, won by Gray. Gray triple team, shoots, scores, and foul. So Kiki Gray gets herself to the line. 64-43 our score. The Saints have built up the lead once again after it had been down to 16. It's over 20. Gray makes it 22 from the line. Maybe Trinity has hit a wall. It's a big possession for them. They try to prove that that's not the case. They've still got something left in the tank. Berrien drives from the free throw line, blocked by Gray, but she's fouled. Desire Berrien goes to the line. It's the 4th foul on Gray, so Gray and Johnson now both have 4. Those are your 2 centers. First free throw is good for Berrien. She's got her first point of the night. Second shot is good, 2 for 2. 6:51 to go. Here's the press. Thormeyer beats it across half court. Now she picks up her dribble and needs help, finds Pellegrini. Pellegrini from the wing, drives, flips it out to Kennelly. Kennelly's 3-point attempt is an air ball, and Leilani Murray grabs the loose ball. BB Mercado walks it up to the three-point line. Mercado steps inside the free throw stripe and misses the jumper. Rolled around the rim. Didn't go for her. Thormeyer's had a big day shooting. This time she lobs inside for Gray. Turnaround for Gray, no. Gets her own rebound, second chance, no. Harrison, third chance, yes. Takara Harrison off the rebound, banks it in. She's got 8 points in the game. Kyla Smith for three, missed it. Rebound Kennelly. Thormeyer on the move, into the corner. Harrison again. Misses the three, offensive rebound Kennelly. Thormeyer resets. One dribble into the cutting Harrison, pass deflected and stolen. Kyla Smith takes it away. Kyla Smith all the way in, no good. Good defense from Pellegrini. Thormeyer in a hurry, out to Kennelly, open three. Knocks it home. Mia Kennelly hits the three. St. Francis calls a timeout. 5:18 to play, fourth quarter, 70-45. 9 points for Mia Kennelly, who knocks down her third three-pointer of the game. After a really good third quarter for Trinity Christian, they have slowed down again, and the Saints have taken it to them. Credit to the Trolls for a number of things. One is they have really cut down on turnovers. They've committed only one of them in this second half. But the Saints, who were struggling dramatically with their shooting for a couple of quarters, have started to feel it again. And now that the shots are falling, the lead is ballooning. They shot 50% in the first quarter, building that 17-point lead. And then shot 30% in the next two periods. But they're going down again here as Zakiya Baker checks in. She's in on the press. Trolls are able to get it across half court. Off to the left side, it's Sharinga. Up top, Mercado, BB Mercado. Surveys the scene, pulls back, passes to her right. Sharinga fakes the shot. Harrison, a hand in her face. Thrown inside for Anane, and she's fouled by Bailey Johnson. That's 5 on Johnson. She just checked back in and immediately picks up her 5th foul. So a great start tonight for Johnson, but she's done for the day. 12 points, 10 rebounds. Double-double for Johnson today in abbreviated action. She managed only 8 minutes, or 9 minutes in the second half. Lobbed in, it's a three-point attempt for Sharinga, and it's way off the mark. Here's Takara Harrison, out to Kennelly, just her third three-pointer of the game the last time she touched it. This time she passes across court to Pellegrini. Lobbed inside for Gray. Gray scores and one. Keisha Gray is doing a great job of taking the contact inside. She has scored a couple of times while drawing a foul. The inside actors have done some great work today against Trinity Christian as Gray makes the free throw. So now she and Johnson have combined on 22 points and 15 rebounds from that center position. Mercado double team, throws it away, ball loose, scooped up by Anane, and she scores. A broken play for Trinity Christian, but they're able to make lemonade out of lemons. 73-47. Kaya Baker trying for her first points of the game. She's got them on the three. So now all 8 players who have seen the floor tonight for the Fighting Saints have scored. Baker has her first three and gives the Saints their biggest lead of the night, 29. Gray pokes the ball loose, picked up by Kennelly. Mia Kennelly has it knocked away from her. Bodies flying all over the place. The Trolls come away with it. Murray is fouled. No, she traveled. Traveling violation called on Leilani Murray. 3:52 to play. St. Francis leads by 29. Baker, untouched all the way in, gives it up to Gray, and Gray has an easy deuce. Trinity defense just backed off there. Baker had an easy drive, and then Gray wide open underneath, one dribble, and an open layup. She's got 12 points. Ball knocked away by Kennelly, picked up by Baker. Saints on the run. It's Harrison out in front of the pack. It's Akara Harrison, lays it in. She's got 10 points. 5 different scorers in double figures tonight for St. Francis. Thormeyer leads the team with 14 points. Fired inside Sharinga. Sharinga shot, rolls out. Rebounded by Gray. Here comes Baker. Baker takes it inside, blocked out of bounds by Anderson. Subs coming in for both sides. Mia Kennelly sits down for the Saints. She's likely done for the day. She's at 9 points, so she could have been the 6th double-digit scorer if she had gotten but one more shot. Ryan Howbolt is in. Here's Gray up with the right hand. No. Rebound tipped. Out to Baker. Baker from the corner. Loses her dribble. Gives the ball to Harrison. To Pellegrini. Three-pointer. Pellegrini's off the mark, but there's Gray to clean it up. $12 points for Gray. The lead is up to 35 all of a sudden for St. Francis. The little runner is no good for Vircher. Saints on the move again. Harrison threads the needle of Pellegrini. Layup is good and one. Talia Pellegrini's got 13 now. And a chance to make it number 14. And a Choki is in for the Fighting Saints as Pellegrini misses the free throw. A couple of freshmen get a chance today for the Saints, Howbolt and Choki. A couple of former teammates at St. Lawrence High School, both on the floor at the same time for St. Francis. Lobbed inside. It finds its target, Berrien, and Desire Berrien is fouled on the floor. The pass from Vircher was lofted in to Berrien, who is the tallest player on the floor. She had to reach up high to pull that ball in. Pellegrini is out. Thormeyer is back in. Saints have used everybody available now. Berrien backs in. Berrien puts it up off the backboard. No good. Rebound Howbolt. She's on the stat sheet. Thormeyer gives it to Ryan Howbolt. Long three, and it's way off. Out of bounds. (84-47), a 37-point lead for the Saints. Final 100 seconds here. Three-pointer Brittany Davis off the backboard, no good. Another rebound for Howbolt. There's Baker, three-pointer. Off the rim, no. And a loose ball foul is called on Hannah Choki. That's the 5th on the team, so it puts Trinity in the bonus. They get to march all the way down to the other side and get a couple of free throws. They'll be taken by Sarah Page. Page had a productive 6 minutes of play in the first half with 4 points. Now she's got 5. Second shot for her is good. We've had 2 very different games here. The first and fourth dominated by St. Francis. Second and third quarters were controlled by Trinity Christian. Saints got off to a really hot start. They are finishing strong here. Choki jumper is no good. And the rebound goes to Sarah Page. Lobbed inside Berrien. Berrien going one-on-one with Choki. Turnaround, no. And Choki grabs the miss. Under a minute to play in the game. Thormeyer over to Baker. Right back to Lorelei Thormeyer. Handoff to Haubolt. Thormeyer finds Choki. Long two-point jumper. Off the rim, no good. Rebound Page. Down to 30 seconds remaining here. Trinity will try to score one last time. Try to hit the 50-point mark. Inside, it's Berrien. Berrien creating space. Turnaround comes up short. Rebound by Harrison. And it looks like the Fighting Saints will not get another shot off. They'll dribble it out and be content with a 35-point victory today. 84-49 is our final score as the buzzer sounds to signal the end of this game. Controlled by St. Francis from the open. Fighting Saints got off to a hot start. They scored 26 points in the first quarter, opened up a 17-point lead by the end of the first, shooting 50% from the field, 43% on three-pointers. Everything was going right for them early. Trinity then made a game out of it. They played well for a while. They outscored the Saints between the second and third quarters, at least played them dead even. It was a 17-point game at the end of the first. It was a 17-point game again at the end of the third. But St. Francis pulled away late. Again, they started strong, they finished strong. 26 points in the first quarter, 27 points in the fourth quarter. They scored just 31 in between. So not a complete game necessarily for St. Francis against a struggling Trinity Christian squad, but they got things done when they needed to. Trolls fall to 0-7 with the loss. They're off to a rough start to this season, but they showed flashes of really playing well during today's game. They ended the game shooting just 29% from the field thanks to a rocky fourth period when they scored just 9 points on 2 of 16 shooting, including 0 for 5 from three-point range. They were at 10% on three-pointers in the game. Their leading scorer today, Sedona Anderson. She got off to a slow start, came on strong, ended up with 13 points, just shy of a double-double with 9 rebounds. They turned the ball over 17 times, but only 4 times in the second half. St. Francis out-rebounded Trinity Christian 58-40. They had 2 players with double-doubles. Bailey Johnson finished with 12 points and 10 rebounds. Takara Harrison, 10 points and 10 rebounds. Lorelei Thormeyer just missed it at 14 points, 8 rebounds. Kiki Gray came on strong in the second half. She ended up with 14 points and 7 rebounds today. The combination of Gray and Johnson finished with 26 points and 17 rebounds from the center position today. So impressive work inside from the Fighting Saints. They shot 39% overall from the field, 33% on three-pointers. They turned it over 12 times in the game today. With the win, St. Francis improves their record to 2-0 to start conference play. Second straight win makes them 5-3 overall for the season. With the loss, Trinity Christian falls to 0-7. They are 0-2 to start CCAC play. Fighting Saints are back at it on Saturday. They will play another home game. In fact, this is the first of 3 straight here in Joliet. Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. They'll take on Indiana University Northwest. That should be a stiff test for them coming up in 3 days' time. They'll try to make it their 3rd consecutive win. Once again, 84-49 is our final score in today's game. The Fighting Saints improved to 2-0 in conference play. We'll be back at it on Saturday. We'll have the broadcast for you right here on the USF Sports Network. Again, it's a 1 o'clock start time this weekend. Until then, Terry Bonadonna signing off for the University of St. Francis, but just for the moment. We'll be back in just about a half hour's time as the St. Francis men's team takes on Trinity Christian and tries to make it a Fighting Saints sweep today. So until next time, Terry Bonadonna saying goodbye for the moment. We'll talk to you soon.